philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
The market, I think, is more optimistic, let's say, about Fed cuts than the Fed themselves.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I get that one. Welcome, Phil's Gang. You know, this is amazing. Yesterday, they came out, or this morning they're talking about, gee, the economy's really doing good. Things are doing good. Wait a minute. What happened yesterday? Yesterday, Kramer comes out and he says, here's what he said. Let me get his cut here. Right here. Get this, what he says about how great things are going. And
we have winners in all three groups today, which is not what you'd see if you're going into a severe slowdown.
What's he looking at? Because here's what happened yesterday. All right. First of all, we had a problem with the regional banks. They went down. They went down big time because of bad earnings. Bad earnings. Now, the Dow was down because of Tesla, Ford, GM. They're coming with lousy numbers. And now they're saying, well, yeah, but housing was up. Wait a minute. The only reason why housing was up yesterday was because D.H. Horton reported. They had some good earnings. But you also got to understand the other thing, how the housing market works. And I said this to my gang before many times. Don't get caught in the housing market. This is exactly what happened in 2008. Housing is home builders are the last ones to go down. They're the last ones to go down. Our economy is home building. That's what we do in this country, build homes. They're the last one that goes down. And when interest rates start going up like they're doing now, keep climbing, people are panicked to buy homes before interest rates continue to go up. That's what's going on. If you go into those housing stocks, and especially if you're a buy and hold person, you're going to get killed. Those are the last ones to go down, and everybody gets in them, and they all get squashed. Now let's talk about the economy. Again, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. All three sectors were down yesterday. The Dow was down, the S&P was down, the NASDAQ was down. We got a big problem with energy. Now, do you remember on March 31st, oil was at $74.85, and there was an announcement that came out by the fake business network, and it was a true announcement, though. They said the Saudis were going to raise going to raise oil. And so oil on that day, I think it went from $74.84, I think went up to somewhere around, I don't know, $81 by April 3rd. By April 3rd, it was $81.26. And by April 13th, it was $82.85. And here's what I said that day. I said, don't chase oil. Oil gapped up this morning. Do not chase it. They raised prices. Yeah, the Saudis raised prices, thinking they can make more money. They forget it's demand that raises prices, okay? There's no demand. Don't chase them. Oil prices are going to come back down. Maybe a week, 2, or a month, but they're going to come back down. Do not chase these stocks. Boom, I was right. And not that I was a genius or smart. It was the fact that it's common sense. They're going to raise oil prices to try to make more profits. Well, that's pretty stupid because oil is in everything. Everything. From lipstick to tires to heart valves, plastic bags. And when the economy is doing poorly, there's no demand for oil. Especially, we're losing 23 manufacturing plants a day that are closing. 23 of them a day. That's just here in the United States. Not talking global. So there's no demand. There's no demand. So they can move the prices up high as they want. Doesn't matter. Because here's what's going to happen. The demand is going to get worse. It's going to get less and less and less. Well, it proved it. Look at oil. It opened up at $77.60 today. And on March 31, when they made the announcement, we had that big gap up from $74.85 to $81.26. That's the day you heard the recording, what I said. Don't chase these. You're going to get hurt. It's the same thing with the housing stocks. Unless you're really a pro and you know what you're doing and you want to catch the momentum, if you're a momentum player, and you're what we call a 25%er, what does that mean? That means that anybody who trades or invests, once you have 25% of the money you're working with, the money you're trading with, 25% of that money is profits, and you have a cushion, then you can do risk-on trades, but not until then. So I don't know what Kramer's talking about. Everything is up. The only thing was up was housing, and that was only because of earnings, and housing's up because, again, it's always this way. When interest rate starts going up, when you have deficits like we have, and debt like we have, and this causes the inflation like we have, then they start raising rates to fight the inflation. And then people who want a house, they start running in there and trying to buy any house they can get before rates go higher. It's always been that way. End of story. So don't listen to the fake business news network. You'll get killed. Yesterday, did you hear the announcement about what Biden's going to do? He's going to reward people who have lousy credit. And he's going to punish those who have good credit. If this is not socialism, I don't know what is. Lousy credit scores. So I got to thinking, wait a minute, this is crazy. Lousy credit score, so what's going to happen? You got a lousy credit score, so they're going to give that guy a low rate, but then when I come in, I got a good credit score, they're going to give me a high rate, so I'm paying for his down payment. So we're going to go right back to 2008. Who would be that stupid to do something like that? That should be embarrassing. And I started to think about the Obama and his 60-minute interview. Remember the 60-minute interview on Obama? And they asked him a question, and I'm paraphrasing. Now that you're not president, you can do anything you want. Anything you want. You're a wealthy man. You can do whatever you want. What would be your in your bucket list that you'd want to do? Oh, he said, that's easy. He said, I'd love to be in my cellar, and I'd love to be, making all the policies, and nobody knows it's me. That'd be my dream. So I thought about it, and I said, that's exactly what's being done. Because who is down one door away from the office of the president? Anita Dunn and Rice. Whoa, wait a minute. Anita Dunn and Rice. Those two, when Obama left office, they went with him to his office. And then when Biden became president, all of a sudden they were put back over to the White House, one office down from Obama. So maybe this guy has got his wish. Talk about this when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%, lumber's up 67%, heating oil, what, 60%, gasoline 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
One thing that is different from at least 2008, consumer balance sheets are in a lot better shape.
In 2008. What, is she nuts? What a lie. Are you kidding? We have the highest auto delinquencies in 17 years, student loans as well. What is she talking about? 54% of Americans are using their savings for everyday expenses because they only have 2.3% in savings, where before they had 38% in savings with all that COVID money. What is she talking about? They drew out of their home $262 billion out of their home equity. That's gone. They blew through that. They only can save about 2.4% of their disposable income. That's ridiculous. It used to be at least 4 or 5%. This is crazy. Take all these commercial loans that are coming due. There's about 3 trillion of them. They're going to ready to blow up. The banks are going to get hit with those too. I mean, I could go on and on. March job cuts, year over year, up 319%. Bankruptcies up 45%. 400% in, as I said, in, 23 manufacturing facilities are shut down each day. Mortgage lenders, their profits have dropped from 98% to 32%. I could go on. I mean, it's amazing. They just shoot this stuff out, don't know what they're talking about. Let me tell you, I showed my gang members again today. I put up the S&P, I put up the NASDAQ, and the S&P, and yeah, I think it was the S&P and the banks. And I showed them, they all looked the same. After we had the market crash of 30%, they went back up about 15%, about halfway, and that's it. We haven't gone anywhere. So think of it this way. They came down 15%, and they went up 15%, and it's stagnant for 2 years. This is insane. Why aren't these stocks going up? What's going on here? There's no incentive for the big institutions to buy. Are you nuts? They know what's going on. These banks are in deep trouble. So if you know what you're doing, this market is setting up either for one hell of an explosive rally. But remember, to get a rally going, they're going to have to do something, the plunger team and the Fed, and it may be they'll turn and do QE again. You got to go, to understand what's going to happen, you got to go back. If you don't understand what happened going back to 2008 on our way up, you're not going to understand what's going to happen go forward, why we're going to have one of the biggest crashes ever. And again, what's interesting too is I'm talking about a moment ago, when Obama made that statement, I think he was dead serious. And because what he's basically saying, I'd like to do all these things I could. I mean, he's a real socialist. He's a real communist, what he really is. His father was too. And he'd like to see nothing more than his whole country, get rid of capitalism, and all we are is a socialist country. That's his dream. Why do you think he has Anita Dunn in the White House? And she's an admitted communist. Remember the pressure that came under Obama to fire her when she admitted it in the White House that she was, her Maytow son was her big hero and she believed in all that crap? So I think Obama, what he was saying is, I would love to do these things, the things I couldn't do in office because it would kill my legacy and I'd be labeled the worst president ever. Boy, I'd like to have somebody be a front man And then I'll do all the things I wish I could have done, and I'm not going to take the hit. Nobody's going to tell me, they're going to say Obama was the worst president ever. I mean, everybody thinks. They're building statues of Obama in every blue state. Statues everywhere. He's a god. He's higher than the Pope. He didn't want to. He doesn't want to get hurt. So I got to think he was thinking, all I need is a stooge. And who's the best stooge? Oh, Biden would be a perfect stooge for me. I could run the deficits up, historic deficits, historic debt. I could raise inflation to highest in 42 years. But I'm not going to take the hit being called the worst president ever, even worse than Carter. But I'll have Biden be my stooge. And Biden was willing to be a stooge. That's how I see it. He was willing to be a stooge. I imagine they made a deal. Look, I'm going to move in Susan Dunn, from my house office, and I'm going to take Rice from my home office, and they're going to be right outside your office. You don't have to do a thing. I will give them orders what to do. They'll execute. You just keep doing what you do. Go on, make your money any way you want. Don't worry about it. If you get in trouble, by the time you leave office, you can just, you can forgive yourself and your son. Give yourself both pardons. Just keep doing what you like doing. Be out there, and I'll take care of it. I think that's what's going on. You may think I'm nuts, but it's got to be, because how could this country be so... No president, never mind a president, no man would ever do the things that Biden is doing that will classify him not only as a stooge and a dope, but the worst president, even worse than Carter. And the things that are being done is to drive the banks, make sure they're not liquid, make sure they're insolvent, so that Obama gets his dream, and all the other socialists, that we have one world bank. That's why they're destroying these banks. And the only way you can destroy a bank is to make them insolvent. How do you make them insolvent? You make them insolvent by driving up debt and deficits. What do you think why did the Silicon Valley Bank collapse? And the Signature Bank collapse? And there's about 70 other banks, but you're not hearing about them. And remember what happened in 2008 when all those banks collapsed. We'll explain that when we get back. There's a lot of opportunity in this market going west on the eastbound train. We'll be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Bill, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for,
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
I signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang gives platinum-level service and stock recommendations. You know, it's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%, lumber's up 67%, heating oil, what, 60%, gasoline 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Remember, join our gang, okay? Where you get our stocks and you get our guidance. So while you're going through something like this, you got someone to turn to, okay? You got someone to turn to and help you. And it won't matter if the market goes down, which it is. It's going to go down. The only way it's going to go up is if they start QE again. But they can't. They will destroy this country, and maybe that's what Obama wants. So we'll go full, remember, Obama's dream always was to destroy the middle class. Any country that's going to socialism and getting rid of capitalism, that's the first thing you have to do, is get rid of the middle class. They hate the middle class. Obama always hated the middle class. You got to get rid of the middle class. And you may think I'm crazy when I say, I really truly can't believe, maybe I am getting crazy, that he fulfilled his dream. Obama is now running this country from his cellar because, like he said to the 60 Minutes, right? I would do it in my cellar, but it's things I couldn't do when I was president because he didn't want to be embarrassed. I mean, what president, for God's sakes, would close after we became oil independent after 50 years in 1972? I owned an oil company in 1972. I remember we had to set up our gasoline stations. We had colored days you can come, some days you couldn't come. It's every other day. This was insane. Insane. Finally, and every year since 1972, whoever ran as president would say, I'm going to make sure we're oil independent. What, 50 years? And finally, who made us oil independent? Trump. And what did he get for that? They threw him out of office because he didn't like his tweets. They like Joe. They like Joey, Uncle Joey. He's not going to touch my Social Security. That darn old Trump. He's going to come after my Social Security. He's a darn mean man. He says mean things. Yeah? Well, guess what? He screwed everything up for you. Not Trump. Your pal Biden. And here, think of this. Do you think Obama, if he was in office, he would have destroyed our oil independence? Of course not. Do you think they would be constructing statues for him in all the blue states? And I'm not lying. I'm not making that up. A lot of these states are doing Obama statues. The blue states. You think if you think oil going up 75%, who would do that? Only a stooge. And who's the stooge? He has a perfect stooge. Biden. All he has to say to Biden, just keep doing what you're doing. Go around different countries. You and your son become multimillionaires. Nobody's going to nail you. Republicans are going to try, but they're not going to nail you at the end. We got you protected. I'll run the country. Do you think Obama would have closed the XL pipeline on January 2021? Do you think he would have closed ANWR? ANWR? Do you think he would have got us into the war with Ukraine? Closing ANWR. Are you kidding? 2 million barrels a day. We stopped $85 million a day in revenue. He stopped $85 million a day in revenue. Biden. And here we're a country that we spend more than we take in, and we got historic deficits, and from historic deficits, spending more than we got historic inflation, and while everybody's hurting, do you think Obama would say, you know what, that $85 million a day we're getting in revenue, forget it, we don't care. Nordstrom lease to Putin. Are you kidding? He would have never done that. He would have never. He's too smart. He's like Trump. He would have never leased that Nordstrom pipeline. But he would want to. See, these are all things he would do. But he wouldn't do because he doesn't want his legacy to get hurt. He needed a stooge. And then why on earth, when COVID came, why would you put in a plan that was going to be trillions, $2 trillion that we didn't have? We had to go borrow. So think about this. And this is why the market's going to go down. Unless they do QE, and if they do QE, market's going to shoot up like hell for about maybe 6, 7, 8 months, and then we're going to have a big collapse because inflation will be so high. You'll have to get like Germany, a wheelbarrow of money, go down and buy bread. But think about QE was introduced in 2008. QE, all right? And QE, all that is print a bunch of money, go buy treasuries, bring those treasury yields down so that you can encourage and stimulate housing. Stimulate housing. Remember, QE is stimulus. That's all it is. And remember how they talked about stimulus like it was a good thing. Stimulus is an awful thing. Stimulus is an awful thing because stimulus, all you're doing is you're just making you're kicking the can down the road as to your bad economy. You're not fixing it. You're not fixing it. Nobody wants to do stimulus. It's a horrible thing. Look where we are. We're being punished because of all that stimulus. So he does QE, introduced QE 2008. QE, he goes in and he does QE in November 2008, more QE November 2010, more QE in, I think it was 2010, I don't know what the hell it was, October, and he did another, in 2012, he did another $1 trillion. So there's $3 trillion of QE from 2008 to 2012. Unbelievable. So they put in they printed money, we owe it, inflation's starting to go up now, and the market went up 166% because of that $3 trillion. But the market didn't go up because of earnings, because of profits. The market went up because of stimulus. And stimulus, remember, is a horrible thing. You can't do anything worse than stimulus. So then in 2014, all of a sudden, Yellen starts looking, oh my God, look at the inflation we caused from stimulus. 2015, she turns around and what does she do? Starts raising rates. But first in 2014, it was affecting the bank's profits. All this QE. So to help the banks, they told the banks, look, because remember, all this QE kept interest rates so low, the banks couldn't make money. So in 2014, to increase profits, they told them go out and start buying bonds so you can get a spread on the yields. Now that sounded good until 2015. Yellen then in 2000 starts raising rates. Well, there goes their profits. The banks now are in the hole. Yellen starts raising rates again, 2015, 2016, 2017. So when COVID hit in 2020, Trump had, remember now, they stopped QE in 2015. Okay? QE was stopped officially in 2015. So when COVID hit in March 2020, the first thing Trump did was he started QE again. But what he said was, we'll do QE for about 6 to 8 months. That's it. Because all they wanted to do, he wanted to drive Treasury yields down so he could get the housing market to go. And remember how housing boomed in COVID, 2020? That's all he wanted to do. And then he said, let's take the Federal Reserve, your interest rates, and you drop those interest rates down to zero, because then you can start loaning to people who want to buy cars. And the car business went nuts, remember? And then, after he lowered all those short-term rates, he said, now, what's going to fix this? And we can stop QE right away. The prescription should be small businesses. If we take this money, help the startup businesses, help existing small businesses, then we got an engine for jobs. Stop QE and we'll build our country again. What happened next? I'll tell you next.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color code chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works. You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, good afternoon, gang. It's Steve Celeste here with philsgang.com. Just wanted to tell you how to get engaged with Phil's Gang and how to become part of the Phil's Gang membership or how to try us for 10 days free. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's www.philsgang.com and click on Get Started at the top of the website. Click on the big red banner that says Working Investor 10-day free trial, and that's all you got to do. And hey, while you're at the website, why not stop by our gift shop, see if there's something in there for you or for somebody you know. All right, thanks, and back to you, Phil.
Thank you, Steve. Join our gang so we can help you with our stocks and our guidance. Next week starts, remember, tech. And tech could take this market all the way down. If these tech earnings are poor, they're terrible, they could take this market all the way down, okay? And we could even go to, as I say, the worst case, or let's say the best case, we drop from in the S&P from, let's say, 412 or 4,129, okay, all the way down to 144. So let's use those numbers: 412 down to 144, okay, on the S&P. That's where we could go. Okay, that's where we could go. So we could go 65%. Because, see, people don't understand. When we had this last rally in 2020, Trump was right. Trump said, we're in such bad shape. Let's get the housing market moving. So I'll do QE, get those 10-year Treasury yields down, which gives you your interest rate on your home, nice and low interest rate. We'll get that thing booming. And then he says, I'll tell the Fed to drop their own short-term rates, which affects credit cards, auto loans, and auto loans took off big. He was smart doing that. And then he said, I'll stop because the one last thing I got to do with these low rates, the answer to our problem is to support small start-up businesses. That's where our productivity is going to come from. That's where our jobs are going to come from, is small businesses. In fact, in 2008, everybody said the same thing, but Obama wouldn't do it because he was afraid that his base would get very upset if he was supporting small businesses, the middle class, instead of expanding the welfare state. So remember what happened? He expanded the welfare state. So Trump says, I'm going to stop doing this after about 6 months, 8 months. Because remember, stimulus, all you're doing is putting our country on life support. And it's not good. But they treated from 2008 stimulus to 2022 is something good. It's just life support. When they pull you off life support, our cycle of cheap money, is over. It's over. How come people can't get that? How come when people look at a chart like the S&P, it dropped down 33%, going back to November of 2022. Here we are, April 2023, and we're only up 15% off that bottom? Are you nuts? It's the same thing with the spiders. It's the same thing with the banks. They haven't gone anywhere because for all these years, we haven't accomplished anything. And then when Trump stopped and Biden comes in, he reverses everything. And instead of getting rid of stimulus, of QE, and stopping this crazy inflation, he ramps it up. He ramps up the stimulus, which is this life support. That's when he turned around and got rid of all the oil and the Nordstrom and all that. And then that's when he started all the programs, all the crazy programs he was doing. None of it's working. By the way, I want to play this for you before we leave. You want to see how screwed up our country is? Listen to Green, right? You know who she is, senator. A representative. She was fighting Mayorkas and, how bad of a job he's doing. And you want to hear how she called him a liar. And all these congressmen spent more time on that than the problem. Here, let me just play it.
And I want to know from you, how many more people do we have to watch die every single day in America? Your policies are killing people, over 300 Americans a day. How long are you going to let this go on?
Congresswoman, let me assure you that we're not letting it go on. We are fighting this.
You're a liar.
Now watch what happens. He is a liar. Instead of dealing with this terrible problem, they're more into the decorum. Listen.
What I'm hearing is not how a majority of this committee conducts business.
This is a Democrat.
So I ask that the words be taken down.
Committee will suspend. The gentleman will state the words that he wishes to be taken down.
The gentlelady referenced the secretary and called him a liar.
The chair asks the gentlelady if she wishes to seek unanimous consent to modify or withdraw her remarks.
I will not withdraw my remarks because the facts show the proof.
So in making a ruling on this, it's pretty clear that the rules state you can't impugn someone's character. Identifying or calling someone a liar is unacceptable in this committee. And I make the ruling that we strike those words.
Sorry, just a point of order. It's a legitimate question.
Do you believe this?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Did you move to take the words down or to strike them, Mr. Thompson?
Yeah, sorry, I just stepped in.
To take them down.
So, my understanding is if words are taken down, that means that the the member can no longer speak in whatever the proceeding is that those words were said.
Personal inquiry, point of personal inquiry.
There's no such thing.
Stand by just a second. So in consulting the rules of the House, when we strike, it does terminate the time of the
Space to
individual
Earth,
who's speaking.
space to Earth.
The gentlelady is no longer recognized. The chair now recognizes Mr. Ivey, I believe.
Could I make a point of inquiry, Mr. Chairman?
You can.
So the ruling was that because she used the word liar, that was taken down, which I agree with.
Yes.
But accusing
a statement of fact is very similar to the posters that Mr.
There's no statement of fact.
There's no statement of fact.
Bullshit.
There's no
statement of
factual
fact.
basis for the statement.
We're not here to debate this, okay? And the ruling was made by the chair that these previous words.
And they go on and on. You want to know why this country's in such bad shape? And why Obama is able to go into a cellar and put a stooge out in front and do what the hell he wants to do? To turn us from a democracy to a socialism? Look at the people in Washington. They're spending all this time on decorum. The guy is a liar. Everybody in that room knows he's a liar. So what? They're killing kids every day because of these pills they're sending over, these drugs they're sending over, sex slaves, everything else. The Democrats are letting happen. Mayorkas is letting it happen. He's a liar when he said, we're fixing it. What other word could you use? And they keep debating this? They're spending more time on decorum than they are on the problem, which is all the drugs and everything else that's coming over this border and the terrorists coming over this border. And that's why I'm telling you, do you think Wall Street's any different? Please join my gang. We'll help you through this. We know what we're doing. Just go look at a chart. Ask yourself, why is it the S&P, the NASDAQ? Just look at those two. And then throw the banks in and say, why they all stop after they went down 30%. Then they come about, and they all stopped. They all stopped. We haven't gone anywhere. Anywhere. At least from 2022, we haven't gone anywhere. And now they're going to cheat, do anything they can to try to break out, to create a big short covering rally. So if they do that, watch this number here, 418. If they break out of 418 on the S&P to get the shorts covering, then it's got to hold 420. If they break out on the Qs 334, they got to hold 440. This is unbelievable. Join my gang. Learn how to sell short.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.